Hello everyone, welcome to the Upfront. A monumental injustice, why the Ayodhya verdict demands a reckoning. The 2019 Supreme Court judgment on Ayodhya was never a moment of justice, it was the legal sanctification of a profound historical wrong. For decades, the Babri Masjid stood as a symbol of India's pluralistic fabric until it was unlawfully demolished in 1992. The verdict, which handed the site of the demolished mosque to the very forces that benefited from its destruction, felt like a final betrayal of the rule of law. Now, a stunning contradiction from the former Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, the reported author of that verdict, has provided powerful new grounds to challenge this grave injustice as meticulously argued by legal scholar Professor Mohan Gopal. The core of this injustice lies in the verdict's own schizophrenic reasoning. The Supreme Court explicitly called the 1992 demolition an egregious violation of the rule of law. It also concluded that there was no evidence to prove the Babri Masjid was built by demolishing a temple. Yet, in an astonishing leap of logic, it awarded the land to the Hindu parties. This was a judgment that acknowledged a crime but gave the fruits of that crime to the perpetrator's ideological successors. It sent a chilling message: in the new India, the might of the mob could eventually be converted into the right of law. Professor Gopal's analysis of Justice Chandrachud's recent remark, calling the mosque construction a fundamental act of desecration, exposes the deep-seated bias that likely shaped this flawed judgment. This post-retirement confession stands in direct opposition to the verdict's own finding that no prior temple demolition was proven. It suggests that the final decision was guided not by the evidence on record but by a personal faith-based conviction that aligns perfectly with the majoritarian narrative. This is precisely what critics feared, that the judgment was, in Professor Gopal's words, contrived and theologically driven, especially its unassigned addendum, which he aptly labels pure theocracy. The lack of transparency and the subsequent revelation of a conflicting personal belief fatally undermines the verdict's claim to impartiality. This is why Professor Gopal's call for a curative petition is not merely a legal exercise, it is a moral and political necessity for all who believe in a secular India. It is an opportunity for a decision that has shaken the faith of millions. A curative petition would compel the Supreme Court to confront its own contradictions and the possibility that it delivered not justice but a politically convenient settlement that appeased the majority. It is a chance to recenter the discourse on the facts, on the illegal demolition, the lack of evidence for a pre-existing temple, and the rights of minority community that were unjustly swept aside. The Grand Temple in Ayodhya now stands on a foundation of loss and injustice. True closure can never be achieved by erasing the memory of the Babri Masjid. It can only come from an honest reckoning with the past and a restoration of justice, however delayed. The fight is not just for a piece of land, it is a fight for the soul of India, a fight to affirm that the rule of law must protect every citizen, not just the powerful. Professor Gopal has shown a path forward, and it is a path that must be taken. That's all for today. If you like the content we provide, please subscribe to the Upfront and press the bell icon to get notification of all our updates. Please share our videos and educate others. Thank you.